What's up guys, my name is World Peace, today with a banger video. So I've been looking on the ladder for almost a week, basically daily. Every 6 hours I've been checking the ladder because my goal was that I can commentate for you how Mr. Fnatic VLADI gets his rank 1 spot back in EU West. And he has been crazy today. He has been playing so many games and he's currently rank 1 position with 4700 LP. Highest ever been. Okay. So instead of casting that game for you because it was just a random game with random players, I actually decided to cast and commentate this game for you guys. I've not seen this video yet, so it will be a kind of live commentary for you. And look who he is playing against. It's G2 Cubs. And with this intro, we can already go here into the game. Scoreboard is up. We will be looking mostly at VLADI. And yeah, one thing that needs to be said about both of those players, I didn't know so much about VLADI until I started reviewing his games, and VLADI is Mr. Testosterone in person. He plays always so aggressive, like really aggressive. And we all know G2 Cubs. He is also very aggressive. He likes playing for the kills. So those two players going now against in a ranked game, this is just a dream coming true. Ryze here with a Doran's Ring, standard start, 2 health potions, and also standard start here for Cubs with the Doran Shield, 1 health potion. Nothing special here. I guess VLADI already trying to poke out the Yone here, has also the rune, the poking rune here. Deathfire Grasp, I think is the name. And both already very aggressive here. Cubs taking tough the worst trade here, unfortunate, and VLADI super aggressive. Will he get here sooner or later the level 2, ladies and gentlemen? So Cubs needs to be careful, give the respect here. And yeah, he gives the respect at this moment. Nothing to be said here. And yeah, so far standard laning. It's expected that the Yone will not have to push early, that he will take some early beating. But as soon as Cubs is level 3, he can already try here for some trading patterns. What is problematic for Cubs is just he's already quite low. Still didn't use his pot, so he's really saving that up. He needs to give a bit more respect to VLADI because he's taking very unfavorable trades. I guess Cubs is just limit testing as always, but he's quite some CS behind. I guess he will later have some pressure. First mistake here by VLADI, taking the turret hit. This was really quite unfortunate for VLADI, taking that turret hit. You never want to take this one, because now it's actually quite favorable for Cubs, because he just used his health potion. They are almost at the same health, and Cubs is level 3. So VLADI needs to give here the respect. Not sure if he is looking for an early back. He needs to push out that wave. Needs to be careful about maybe a jungle gank. And yeah, he's playing super aggressive. He knows that the jungle is topside, so he's positioning more downwards. He smells the gank, instant ghost use, wonderful game sense. Now echo flashes on him. He's forced to use the flashy as well. He's fighting basically with 1% HP, but in the end will die. Stayed here too long and gets punished. Gets punished here. Y was not really able to support here. I didn't see where Nautilus was. Jenna went here for the roam. It's not the worst. Let's be honest, guys. It's really not the worst for VLADI. Here almost lost nothing. Was trading the flashes with Yone, with Echo, and Jenna got the kill. So all good. at this moment. The only problem is that the wave was pushing and Cup stayed here around, has the TP. Not sure if he will also stay here for the next wave. So Cups is staying, limit testing as always. But Nautilus is here and maybe they are going here for the tower dive. Cups able to dodge it as we expected it. And they're just waiting around. And yeah, it's too greedy. But in the end he will trade a kill, so maybe it's not too greedy. But I would have just went back here and used my teleport to come back into the lane. I guess in a LEC type of game he would have just went back. But it's a ranked game, limit testing, so all good here. For Vladi it's amazing. Or maybe not amazing, but it's good because he got the kill. And he denied a big wave to Cups. So all good, and Cups looking actually to find here Ryze. He found him but not able to deny here the back. And for Vladi, he's in the perfect spot. We can have a quick look on the other team members. Olaf loses the matchup to Chase. That's quite unfortunate. The rest of the game is kinda even. And now the Yone Ryze matchup already neutralized itself out. Both kinda have the same amount of minions, and the later the game goes, the more it will be in favor of Yone, especially when it's about side laning, because you see Cups can always go for these trading patterns. This time Vladi smelt it and instant W onto Yone, and now Cups takes here just bad tradings. Wonderfully played here by Vladi. A lot of pokes here onto Cups. Needs to be a bit careful here because Cups has the ultimate and can look here for an outplay, but Vladi is on fire. And Cups is just eating a lot of bad trades at this moment, which is quite unfortunate. It's either Cups playing bad or Vladi playing amazing, but now we have here actually a Jenna gank coming in onto the Ryze. Ultimate here by Cups, and Vladi is just dead. No, he will survive. No, he's just dead. Wonderful ultimate here now by Vi, but Cups denies here any outplay from the Vi. And this is now unfortunate. This Jenna is just on fire. I'm not sure where Nautilus is. He seems to be always behind on the roams. Jenna has spatial awareness, apparently. And this sucks now for Vladi. This sucks now immensely. He didn't have his summoners up, so he could not really outplay it. And now Vladi looking to make a play here with the ultimate. In the end, gets here also the return kill. And yeah, this is a bit the problem of Cups. What I'm seeing now in this game, he's just staying too long. Sometimes you just need to go back. You will not lose so much. You already gain so much, and this is where Cups is giving back a lot of gold to the enemy team. It's just being too over greedy to outplay everything, I guess, in this game at least. And so Vladi is again in a good spot, right? Out of being ganked here twice now, he died. Cups was staying too long in mid lane. I guess sometimes you have to do it. I guess he just wanted to push out mid lane, but then finally Nautilus went here for the roam. He's just a bit late, but he always in the end makes a return kill happen, so you cannot really flame that. You actually can just say, well played, sir. Of course, challenger player doesn't lose a minion under the turret. And Vladi going here still for the push, I guess. Yeah, going here for the push. And yeah, nothing to be said here. No big tradings now happening. Both giving the respect to each one. And I guess his main priority is now the tower and the turret plates. Has the vision ward. Not sure where he wants to place it. He will place it, I guess, here. Yes. And Jenna again rotating, so perfect vision ward. Knows where Jenna is. Tries to make a play happen now onto Cups. Now Nautilus is first actually to arrive, which forces Cups to use the ultimate. Super nice here for Vladi, because Yone without ultimate, you should be always able to outplay him. So this just sucks now for Caps. This Nautilus gank was actually incredible to force that ultimate. And Vladi already rotating here, uses now the Ghost to catch here the roaming Janna, and she just died. Amazing also that Fiora gets the kill, who has been playing bot lane, and I think many people sleeping on Fiora bot lane. Always when I saw a Fiora in my game or enemy team where Fiora was playing on bot lane, she just went crazy. So a bit of a secret pick, guys, if you want to pick it up. I guess you need at least 200 games to really understand how to play Fiora and the matchups, but as soon as you have mastered her, it's free elo. And Janna a bit too overconfident in her place. Now Vi is here for the counter gank. Now goes here very aggressive on the Janna. Janna is just dead. Caps still doesn't have ultimate and will in the end be forced to flash out. And it's just amazing for Vladi. He's playing aggressive. He's always here when there is a play happening. So this is the perfect position now. Again, Caps getting hooked here. Tries to outplay it, but he will in the end just die. Vi will also, I guess, die now, because it was a bit too over-aggressive by Team Red. And Vladi just teleports out, I guess. And yeah, a bit over-aggressive. I think both of the teams, if you're looking at it, both of the teams are just playing too over-aggressive here. Guess both of the teams having a lot of egos. I'm seeing here a lot of egos in this game. Fnatic Upset is just getting over and overly killed. At least he got now a return kill onto Fiora. And Vladi, I'm not sure if you want to push it. Maybe, yeah, I guess he will go for the push because he sees Yone is on bot lane. Already going on the side lane. So Vladi is kind of forced now to go bot lane here as well. He's on vision. Has the Road of Ages. I thought that he might upgrade the boots first, but he actually went for the Road of Ages. And yeah, they are Nautilus already grouping up with Vi to at least get some vision down on their enemy jungle. And Vladi rotating back here to mid lane. Not sure if Vladi wants to be here. He at least gets the minion, because Fiora went straight into bottom lane. So Vladi needs to stay here. Will fast push that. I guess it's a bit hard against his teammate Fnatic Upset. Maybe both of those players want to make a cheeky outplay. I don't think so at this point. Echo finds a kill onto Olaf, and Olaf is really far behind now at this current moment, so Vi is kind of forced to make a play happen. But yeah, guys, a lot of pings. Vi is super deep in the jungle, will catch now Fnatic Upset onto rotation. Vladi will just push the turret. Now sees here actually that Vi is in big troubles. Doesn't have the ultimate yet, doesn't have the ghost yet, so he just needs to walk down there. A big fight happening. At least Caps is already down. And he was just useless in this fight. Sorry. I'm not sure if he will be able to get a kill. Yes, he sees now the TP by Chase, but he will not even stay around here. He will just go back straight into mid lane. You cannot really blame that. I guess he could have rotated earlier. But this is just how solo queue games are. Nothing really to be said here. I would have actually expected a much more aggressive Vladi, but I guess Caps is denying that by just rotating bot lane. Now Vladi just goes back, buys Vision Ward, has now the boots upgraded, and he wants to go side laning, and I think he should have side laned here much earlier. I think this was more the mistake by Fiora for going straight into bottom lane. They should have been already at mid lane 3 minutes ago. and let Vladi just side lane. He will be now against the Chase, who has been super fed, so he needs to give the respect. Will ward hit the Tribush. Doesn't know where the enemy laner is, so he's going a bit more in a safer way back to that lane. Pushes that wave out. Will of course not go to the turret, because then a cheeky outplay could happen. Now he sees actually that Chase was all the time bot lane, so his mind games actually worked out. Super smart actually. By the way, guys, sorry, I need to stop that video. I would have never done that. Okay? I would have never done that. Going around here, vision ward, checking that bush with a Q, and then pushing that wave from that point on, and then not even taking the plate. He just smelled that there might be someone here. Bro, okay? I would have never done that. I would have done the vision ward, yes, and then I went this way, and I would have died to the Chase here. Guys, this was just amazing movement, okay? We really have to point it out. So, he found the Chase, his mind games worked out, he sees that some mid lane fight is happening, so he's already rotating, he has the ultimate, but he's followed by Chase. In the end, the play is already over. Vi found a kill on his teammate Fnatic upset. Chase is still rotating. Vladi will decide here to take that wave. They find a counter kill onto the Fiora, who has been super fed, but giving up some kills now in return. Vladi needs to actually rotate to the dragon, will now use the ultimate. Is here found by Cubs, wonderful ultimate. In the end, he will just run away, but flashes onto Vladi, not able to secure the kill. I think if he would have not feeded so much at this specific game, he could have actually killed him here. But he's so far behind, so that's why Vladi survives here. And maybe it sounds that I'm speaking too arrogant here, guys. Let's give them the respect. These are the top players. I mean, we have the rank 1 player. We have G2 Cubs, who has been probably the most successful player in Europe. If I would be just 1 minute into this game, I would have been dying already 10 times, I guess, against those players. So let's remember that, guys. Those are the best of the best in Europe. But also the best of the best sometimes do little mistakes. It's a high pressured game. Vladi goes now here for the pushes. He's not caring so much about what is happening on the sides. Just caring a lot about the minions. He knows Cubs doesn't have ultimate, Cubs doesn't have flash. Now eats here the hook by Nautilus, is not able to capitalize, is forced to actually flash and goes out of it. And yeah, the real problem was just that Vi was not here, so they could have not fought this one, and Fiora was also not here. So it's a bit unfortunate. Now Cubs or Vladi needs to give the respect here, because he knows Yone will have ultimate sooner or later, so he tries to fast push it out. He still has the support of Nautilus, but Nautilus is already rotating, so I'm not sure if you can push that wave, because Cubs will have ultimate sooner or later, but Nautilus is still here, so I guess he still can. He really wants to force that turret down. What would be amazing now is Vi support actually, but they found the Nautilus here on the roam, and Cubs goes all in here onto Ryze again, and they will just find him, yes. And Vladi going now crazy here in the chat, as you can see here, pings here the Nautilus. I don't think it was really a Nautilus mistake. I think what would have been amazing if Vi would have been earlier here, but I guess Nautilus was too far up, but also Vladi was too far up in my opinion. Not having the flash, not having the ghost, and knowing that Yone has the ultimate was just too over aggressive at the game timing where they were not synced up correctly. So Cubs finds here some more kills. The only problem is he only gets the assist. And that's quite problematic. On Cubs, you always want to have all the gold, because you know if Cubs has 4 or 5 kills, he will just take over the game. Now, all the hope of Europe is on Echo. He has 8 kills, so he definitely has been performing quite well. But at this point, it would be much better if actually a bit more gold is attributed to Upset and to Cubs. Cubs now going again super aggressive onto Vladi. And will get here again the solo kill onto Vladi. He will in the end die for it. But he got the ego play, so it's all worth it. Hashtag worth. Hashtag ego kill. Hashtag GG. And yeah, it's super unfortunate that Cubs was just over greedy. Staying here too long in the early game, in the mid lane. If he would have played more safe and would have not attributed those kills back, he would have been in a much more comfortable spot. And I guess he could have solo carried this game, because Vladi is definitely not performing on his best game. I gotta say that, because the problem with Vladi in this game is he's not playing around his summoner spells. He's not giving the respect. He's not having ghost up. He's not having flash up. And many people can argue now that the last kill was actually a bait kill. And yes, they get the Yone in return. But is it really worth it? I'm not so sure. And yeah, now Vladi is back on the lane. We'll find here the chase. And what I'm super interested in is that Vladi is just focusing objectives, and he's more playing a PvE game. Quite surprising. They will find here now the chase, I guess. Chase a bit too overconfident staying here against the Nautilus and the Ryze. Gotta say, Nautilus actually performed quite nicely into this game. Now a TP is forced here, it will be Cubs. But yeah, this game can go either way. The gold is super even. Top lane is kinda in favor. What was that? Oh my god, even the best of the best will do bronze plays, I guess. I mean, if he would have hit that, he would have been the king. Now Vladi looks here for a return kill. Goes in now all in onto the Cubs. Unfortunately, not able to find him. Can he really teleport back here? I guess he can. Still needs to be careful, because if Cubs has his E, he might can kill him. Now goes here for a very safe way to kill those creeps. Now Vladi is a bit too far up. I guess he's just baiting and knowing that his team is doing the Baron. Now he lost his flash. He lost his ghost. He knows he will die for the turret, I guess. And sorry, who got the Baron? I thought they were doing the Baron. Sorry guys, I was not seeing that. Actually, we were not able to kill the Baron. In the end, no one of those great mid laners died here at that little skirmish. Both are definitely limit testing, and if Cubs would have hit those his ultimate, it would have been amazing. But he didn't hit it. It looked like a iron play. But also Vladi was not able to capitalize on the mistake by Cubs here. And I gotta say, both of those players are really not performing at the best possible state. Now we have a Baron fight here. The hope of Europe is actually able to secure the Baron. Now Cubs goes again for the outplay on the Vladi. Vladi has just dies, I guess. But also Cubs died for it. And in the end, it's more that red team is just so far ahead in terms of Fiora. Fiora is just cleaning up all the kills. They don't have an answer for Fiora, and I really thought the spotlight would be about Cubs and Vladi. I gotta say, both of those look terrible in this game. I'm super, super direct here, I'm sorry. But it's more about Fiora carrying this game, Nautilus with incredible roams, Vi being here, and also Hope of Europe doing an amazing job in this game. And yeah, I was not expecting to see a game like that where I'm actually flaming the rank 1 player in G2 Cups. But I guess I'm doing that knowingly that I'm so much worse than those great players. And as I said, if I would be laning against those players with my Anivia, with my Diamond 3 Anivia, I would have been slapped by them. But I guess both of those players are just neutralizing themselves. In the end, Vladi still comes out more ahead because I have the feeling Caps is too overconfident in this matchup. While Vladi also tries to always outplay Caps here. In the end, Vladi always dies to Caps, but since Caps is so locked in onto Vladi, he always dies for it as well. So Caps is not able to impact other champions. So Vladi is very happy with that game state. Chase now goes for the all-in. Vladi uses here his ultimate, but is not able to follow up, do it to Janna Q here. Pushing now onto inhib. Now they need to get out here. Vladi will just die. And yeah, I'm really not so convinced by them, by Caps and by Vladi. They are feeding a lot in this game. Gotta say it, but in the end Vladi got the objective, he got the inhib. So I guess you can still say worth. I have no idea how Caps died, but he's now 3 and 9, doesn't have the best performance. If I would be Echo, I would be super mad. You would be thinking, I mean, I got Caps in my team, I have 15 kills, and now Caps is quite underperforming in this game. I mean, it's not the easiest matchup. Olaf is quite hard to kill. Vi will always lock you down. Fiora is super fat. So who as Yone you want to target? It's super hard. Caps now goes here for the teleport. Unfortunately, Vladi doesn't have anything up, no ultimate up. Plays here with the ghost, doesn't have the TP. But in the end, Vi will just clean up everything, and Caps is not able to impact the game or the team fight, and he needs to run away. Now Vladi will also use here the ghost in the end to just catch and maybe get a return kill. In the end, Caps will escape. But it's big egos here in this game, so Vladi will of course look here to kill Caps and will find here the kill, the return kill. And yeah, I think it's just GG at this point. And Vladi is just taking here more minutes, and yeah, it's GG. Guys, I'm not sure about this game. I would definitely say that both of those mid laners have a big ego, complete big ego. I would definitely say that Vladi was lucky to have Fiora in this team, because Fiora went just crazy and Fnatic Upset didn't perform in this game at all. I would have really loved to have a more even bot lane. What we saw in this game is that maybe Vladi is a bit the kryptonite of Caps, because Caps always locked in onto Vladi, and yes, he always got the kills, but he died in the end afterwards for it. And Caps was always just staying too long in the early laning phase where he got the kill onto Vladi, or at least forced the flash or whatever. He stayed too long, he was too over greedy. And in the end, Vladi was not perma-feeding, because always when he died, he kind of gets something back in return. That is basically the story of the game. Vladi died, but he got back something in return, and those returns just multiplied. He got the tower, got the inhib. So yeah, but I guess I'm just surprised, right? I would have expected a more calculated games, but those are aggressive powerhouses. So in the end, I'm not too surprised that they always went for the 1 versus 1. And this time Vladi won. Let's see how the next game will be. Guys, this was the end of the video. Sorry, it was not so much about strategy, about nice rotations and whatever. It was just about killing. Let me know if you like this kind of games. And yeah, leave me your feedback in the comments. Leave a like, leave a sub as usual. And I just wish you a wonderful day. Thank you for watching.